By knowing that you are enough, you are always enough, and you are always going to be enough. Anxiety and depression took over when I gave my first ever NEET exam. I was not able to literally face people and almost cried every single night. It will take time. I took up meditation and yoga. I made personal value books for myself. So you don't have to think that your future will not be bright just because you won't get a seat. Just focus on the present and give your 100%. Drop yours. Today I'm here sitting in this medical college. So never give up and listen to your heart only. Yes, precisely. Initially I didn't want to pursue this field क्योंकि मुझे लगता था बहुत time invest होगा और उसके बाद भी earning इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेगी. In life, when we don't believe in ourselves, but there are other people who do, and that really pushes you to do better. Namaste everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great. So today we are going to discuss, actually I asked 100 medical students to tell me about their life experiences and any other questions they might have. And I got quite some responses. So let's jump right into it. Alright, let's take some questions now. Please suggest some good personality development books. About personality development, I think I learned more from people around me. For example, every person has a characteristic trait which is really desirable. Or you can have certain ideals and you can take certain traits from certain people which you want to inculcate in yourself, and that helps to add on to your personality. So that is something which I have used. I'm going to link put the links to the books in the descriptions below. So if you want to, in case you want to read, you could go through them. Moving on to the next question is, should we focus on every topic equally for MBBS, or should we study important questions for exams, or should we just study to pass the exam? Basically, should we read everything in MBBS or should we just read important questions? Well, the answer here is, first thing you have to realize that the syllabus is too vast, the books are too big. You cannot read everything. It's not possible. Alright? And the questions which are important because they are more relevant. Encounter more patients with those symptoms, or those topics are more relevant in real life. So one thing that you have to do is buy Balani question bank and use it in all the years of medicine. And also it's better that you do lesser topics but develop a greater understanding about these topics rather than just mugging up in everything and vomiting it out in the exam and not really understanding anything. So whatever you do, how much ever it is, please do it nicely and in a way that you can actually use it in practice. Also, start with the important questions first and then move on to the rest. Okay, this question is, I always need someone or the other to make me believe in myself. How should I change this? Well, by knowing that you are enough, you are always enough, and you are always going to be enough. Alright? By actually knowing this and believing it will actually help. The other thing that you can do is start assigning yourself small tasks or small challenges that you have to do independently. And once you overcome those challenges or tasks, you will feel more independent. It will enhance your self-worth and self-esteem. It says that it is taking me very long to study anatomy. So how can I reduce the time uptake, and should I just read important things in the textbook or the whole of textbook? I think the important thing or whole textbook, I think I cleared that in the other question about anatomy. First of all, you have to realize that it's an absolutely new subject compared to biochemistry or physiology. So it will take time, alright? You need to familiarize yourself with the general anatomy terms and everything. So it does take time. Give it that time, build up your basics, and trust me, if you work on it consistently, you will get there. Don't worry, okay? Just keep working on it. I understood anatomy properly before my prelims. So it's okay. Just keep working on it and eventually you will get there. Don't be scared of it, alright? There's another question. Since I've entered in this field of medicine, I really want to ask you, how should I manage life with studies? I think I've already answered this in how to balance life with MBBS. So yes, we will move on to other experiences. So I think out of the 100 people, many people mentioned their NEET experiences. So today we have a lot of NEET experiences to share. I was an introvert all my life, and I always had this complex how to deal with people. I always avoided them by not socializing anywhere. Rather than I would choose to stay at home. Because of this reason, I never had any friend. Somehow I always used to think that the people who are extrovert or socialize are more superior than me. Well, that's not true. My inferiority complex was the main reason for my poor self-esteem all these years. Anxiety and depression took over when I gave my first ever NEET exam. I was not able to literally face people and almost cried every single night. But as the days passed on, I prepared for the next attempt and still failed. But this time, I gave time to myself and sat down to note my drawbacks. I worked on some of them and gathered all my courage to give one more attempt. And yes, I failed again. Oh gosh, this is crazy. After failing multiple times, I took 3 months long break because I had been through a lot and I thought I kind of deserved it. In those 3 months, I self-analyzed myself. I took up meditation and yoga. I made personal value books for myself, which had points that I should overcome my complexes, and that was a game changer for me. All these years, I was living for log kya kahenge and not for myself. I had a happy realization and gave up overthinking and started developing my own hobbies, which helped me with my studies and elevated my mood. I think this is so important. Hobbies are really important, and also made me this person which I always wished for. I can now proudly say that I started to work on my goal, and yes, I made it. Wow, this is one of the story of staggering amount of courage, I must say. That day I promised myself that you have goals to dig and not people to impress. This line entirely changed my life, and now I'm almost out of this complex and brightly accept all my failures and work on it. Yes, I can and I will. I think this is one of the best stories that I have heard. Let's talk about another experience. While preparing for NEET exams, I faced with many phases of my life, like having stress and anxiety. I mean, so many people face stress and anxiety during this preparation process. Will I get qualified in NEET, and will I get good medical college? And so I asked my mentor about this, and he explained me like, suppose this NEET is not an exam and just fun for you, or suppose if you don't get any medical college, what will happen? So the only answer I had was nothing. Nothing will happen. So he replied, yes, that's the thing. Nothing changes. Like, there are many other courses you can choose. So you don't have to think that your future will not be bright just because you won't get a seat. Just focus on the present and give your 100%. That is what my mentor told me. Jo hona hai, ho jayega. So I think that's the best thing I learned. Also, I learned that many say that last moment mein padne se kuch nahi hota, but I believe, and from my experiences in NEET prep, is that you should keep studying till the last moment, because it really helped me during my exams. So I would recommend studying till the last day. That was one good experience. Moving on, never give up, because I just scored like less marks in NEET, 428 in my first attempt, and I just scored 15 marks in physics. Those who don't know that we also have to study physics for the NEET exam. So the subjects are physics, chemistry and biology. So I scored only 15 marks in physics. So each and every person surrounding me said that don't give the exam again. But I was very confident that I can do it, and I can still score good marks. So in the next attempt, I listened to my heart and gave the exam and got a really good score, and today I'm here sitting in this medical college. So never give up and listen to your heart only. Yes, precisely, agreed. Another NEET experience. Okay, this person is writing about the NEET drop years. Initially, I didn't want to pursue this field क्योंकि मुझे लगता था बहुत time invest होगा और उसके बाद भी अर्निंग इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेगी, लेकिन मुझे कोई नॉर्मल डिग्री भी नहीं करनी थी और जो एक्चुअल में मेरी ड्रीम है उसके लिए डिग्री ज़रूरी नहीं है. अच्छा ओके, आई डोंट नो व्हाट द ड्रीम इज़, पर उसके लिए डिग्री ज़रूरी नहीं है. ठीक है, कुछ वक्त लगा चीज़ें समझने में कि एक्चुअल वैल्यू क्या है इस डिग्री की, एंड मेरे सिबलिंग एंड फादर ने हमेशा मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्ट किया. मेरे फेलियर्स में जब सब बोलने लग रहे थे कि कुछ और करवा लो इससे, बट उन्होंने मुझ पे भरोसा कभी नहीं छोड़ा और आज मैं यहाँ हूँ. Definitely, it's really of great help that if you have a great, support system that really helps you, because there are times in life when we don't believe in ourselves, but there are other people who do, and that really pushes you to do better. So I think that is a nice story. Okay, moving on. While preparing for NEET in the last month, I was regretting of not starting preparation early. I mean, this is going to happen throughout med school. So how I used to deal with it is try to fool my mind कि अगर पहले पढ़ लिया होता तो भूल जाते, तो अभी fresh पढ़ेंगे तो याद रहेगा and I'll be able to write it. But of course, it's better that you start preparing before only and you study regularly, but just in case you're in that position. I was anxious and was finding a way of completing my physics syllabus twice that month, which was really difficult. I expressed this to my mom. She smiled and softly said, always remember that once time gone, you cannot get it back, but it's in your hands to utilize the time that you have to the fullest and that you should not regret about the past. So that filled me with energy and I started preparing again and utilizing those days thoroughly. I completed my mission of revising whole physics syllabus in the last month. That was the story. So yeah, that was great. Okay, let's take a few more questions. I have a lot of problem in communicating in English language and I feel embarrassed about it. What should I do? Well, the problem with English is that rather than being considered as a language, in India it's more considered like a status symbol, and that's why people feel embarrassed about it. If you just see it as a language, it's just a language and it can be learned. For example, I didn't know a word of Marathi when I entered college. First year, at the dissection table, all of them would be like, Katulla, Fadulla, and I used to be like, Kya chal raha hai idhar? But with language, you can easily learn. So what you can do is, what I did was hang out with people who speak that language, alright, so that you will learn. Second thing is watch news or read news or watch movies or series in that language so that you get accustomed to that language, the taste of the language. The other thing that you can do is anytime you I still do it, like anytime I find a word which I cannot understand, I underline it and go to the dictionary and write the meaning of that word. You can also buy books like, this is one book that I got, like How to Study Marathi. So you can buy these things for English as well and learn English from that. So yeah, it's just a language. With practice, you're going to get better. There's no need to feel embarrassed about it. Absolutely. Other question that we have is, okay, was MBBS worth it? When you look back, how do you feel about it? Okay, let me be honest about it. While I was doing MBBS, it was exhausting. Like, I never had the time to sit and analyze what's happening. There's always used to be so much going on, exams, fest, this and that. So it was exhausting. While I finished MBBS, I think, to be honest, I felt lost. And now when I look back at it, I think I feel immensely grateful and privileged for this experience. So yeah, that's the truth. Ma'am, I feel saturated and I get bored very easily while reading biochemistry. Like when I sit for an hour or so. So how should I study or get more interested in biochemistry? All right. If biochemistry is just your concern, then you can check up the video that we put up on the books for first year, and there I have recommended some really good books which you can use to develop your interest in biochemistry. The other thing is, whenever you sit for studying, don't just sit with the book, because then you will doze off. Always sit with a goal. For example, I'm going to study for 1.5 hours or 2 hours, and I'm going to finish these questions, or I'm going to finish this subject matter or these topics. So in the end, when you get up after 2 hours, you sit with a goal, you feel a sense of achievement. All right, so that really helps you. So then you won't sleep. The other thing that you can also do is try and look up clinical cases or watch videos for the concepts that you cannot understand. So that also really helps to develop your interest. And also one thing that you can do is try and reward yourself after each study session, so that it makes the whole process of studying more enjoyable, and you also remember and you can recollect better. All right, let's share some other experiences. So this person says that when I was in schooling days, I had this friend circle and we all used to play cricket, and even during exams. Oh, great. And then there was this classmate of mine who used to just study, and we all mocked him and made fun of him. And I don't understand this, okay? Like, whenever somebody is doing, as a student, you are supposed to study. So whenever you're doing the right thing, instead of appreciating and acknowledging that, people mock it, which doesn't make sense. All right? So if you're doing the right thing, please continue doing the right thing, okay? Don't listen to them. Okay, then what happened next is, this same person really helped me during one of the situations in my life where I really needed help. After that, I started really respecting this person, and I thanked him from the depth of my heart. Then this person went on to study for IIT prep outside the district, but we still used to talk on the phone. He used to ask me about my future goals, and that is when he recommended NEET to me. And that is why I'm here, because of him. Oh my God, this is a nice story. Exactly, friends can literally make you or break you. So I think it's always good to be surrounded by good company. Moving on to the next experience. Okay.
During NEET, I felt very vulnerable. I had very few friends and really don't really know people really, because I wasn't able to maintain much of a social life. Well, that is the sacrifice that we all have to make. Also, I feel that it's not the quantity of friends that matter, but the quality of them that really counts. The smallest things would trigger my emotion and make me question myself. Who am I? What am I doing in my life? Well, this question you're going to ask in MBBS also a lot. My mother stayed up late at night along with me. I think so many of our moms have been through this. But because I didn't want her to stay up at night and start sleeping early, I learned to get up every time I failed, and I realized that at the end, it's your parents who sacrifice everything for you, even at the lowest point in your life. That's true. I gained a lot of maturity into this whole tough process. I read a line once, life goes on with or without you. Whenever I feel like I lost a friend, lost everything, and have to start again, how bad I feel on how things could have been different, this quote really helped me a lot. During the past few years, a lot of people have left, some new ones have come, and then left again, but life went on. It all passes away. No matter the people you thought would stay in life forever, they leave, but life goes on, with or without them. I think this hits hard, and I think this is something which all of us go through, but this is the reality of life. And another experience, I am a very negative-minded person, but my mom personally has always told me to be more positive about things. She used to tell me about how I can achieve things if I just believed and manifested it to me. I did know I could crack NEET, and the first time I had lost hope. Then during the repeat year, she motivated me to believe in myself more. I scored really good marks in NEET, and my personal counselor said that it was impossible to get a Mumbai medical government college. But my mom believed in me, and she made me believe in myself. Slowly I started believing about being in a government medical college, and then later on, guess what? I got one in Mumbai. That's when I realized that I could actually manifest things if I really believed in myself. I mean, this is a wow story, I think. And I think it really was something you really believe in, actually manifesting that.
If you find this session, please let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up and also write about your experiences and questions in the comments below. If you feel that you cannot share them in the comments below, I would urge you to write to me at lovefaithhopeandhealing@gmail.com, and I promise that I will get back to you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so that you do not miss any video from us. Also, it's free and it really helps us stay motivated. So please do that and stay tuned for more such content. And I will see you again. Love and peace.
नारुतो देख लो पूरा। नारुतो पूरा देख लो। कौन सा भी anime देखो। उसमें जो
Just an exam, it doesn't define your life or anything or your self-worth. Okay, you can be your own best friend.
Exactly.